This video is for our brand new sellers who have never consigned with Children's Clothing Exchange before. It will go over how to create your account and then how to add items into the system. All right, so first of all, you go to our website, you click on sell. Here we have information about consigning, FAQs, tutorials, things like that. So to create your consignor account, click sign up, create an account. You'll only do this one time with us. After you do this, then when you need to log in to your consignor account, you click sign in. Create an account. Here you fill out some basic information, read the terms, click create an account. I've already created an account, so I'm going to sign in with my test account. So this is your consignor dashboard. This is where you're going to come to manage and add items into your system, and then also to check up on your items. So before we get to adding items into the system, a little overview of this page. First of all, let me show you the URL. So on our website at CCEX NOLA, you'll notice that this is myconsignmentmanager.com. This is a separate software that we use. We do not make it, but we work closely with the company. If you have any issues, please let me know. Feedback, questions, let me know. So profile, this is where you can change your address, update any information about yourself. Manage items, that's where we're going to go into next, where you add and update your inventory. Item transfer, that's for returning consignors only, so it's not relevant right now. But if you do come back and sell, which we hope you do, any item in previous sales that you did not donate and that you did not sell, you can easily transfer them over to the upcoming sale without having to re-enter them or reprint tags, and that's what you do here. Settlement report. This is how you can see how your items are doing. Each night after the sale, you'll get an email from us letting you know that the report is updated. Go back into here. And then at the end of the sale, there's this final update report. That's when all our little, we've resolved all issues. So that will be the ultimate truth of what your final sale results are. Contact info, please reach out if you have any questions. I am happy to help. Texting is usually the best way to get a quick response from me, so I recommend that. And I think that's about what you need. Oh, your seller ID. So this is a unique number to you, so we will often use that to identify your items, your account. So if you don't know what it is, there it is. It's also going to be on every one of your tags. So now let's add items into inventory. So this is stuff I've already added. Again, this system we did not create. There's a few quirks about it, but you kind of get used to them. But I've modified it a little bit to try to streamline this process to make it as quick as possible for you to enter items into the system. So as a consignor, what you're responsible to do before the sale is to create your account, which we've already done, and then add your items into our inventory system, which I'm going to show you. Then you print out tags for your inventory and attach them to your items. We have a tutorial video on that page that I showed you before about the best practices for that. But that means that when you show up on our drop-off days, which is usually the 3 days before the sale, your items are already tagged and ready to go. We do have hangers for your items that you are welcome to use as long as we have enough of them. But if you do want to expedite the drop-off, I do recommend you hang your items beforehand, because hanging can take, a little bit of time. And then once items are on hangers, you put them out into the appropriate section at the store. So we'll have girls' clothing, girls' shoes, swimsuits, all the categories sort of laid out, and then you put them in the appropriate spot, and then you're good to go. And you can shop on drop-off days, which is a huge perk. Let's see. Okay, so let's say we have a girl's Cat and Jack dress. So what we're going to do, let me actually step back a second. You're going to click Add. You'll see Manual and Voice. Voice, you can take a stab at it. I have tried it and it's a little glitchy, so manual is just the fastest and preferred way I like to do it. So category is girls' clothing. Oop, that's boys. You can type in the keywords, girls' clothing. These categories, you are probably going to have items that fall into multiple categories. Let's say like a swimsuit, that could go in clothing, that could go in sports, that could go in swimwear. It's okay if you just pick the one that you think of first or that you think is the best fit. Swimwear for swimwear, obviously, but some of them are a little bit more unclear. But it's okay. You don't spend a lot of time trying to figure out what the best category is. Just go with one and then move on. Size, we'll say 4. Brand, Cat and Jack. Here is Freeform, Cat and Jack. You don't have to worry about capitalization, but try to get the spelling as close to the tag as possible. What I say. So this is a funny field. There's a character limit here. For my computer, I've estimated it to be a little over the halfway point, but it doesn't show you, which is a little frustrating, but you can still get in some keywords. So it's a dress. Let's say it's blue. It has flowers, short sleeve, and maybe there's some lace on it. Oops. Price, we have some pricing guides. You should get that in your welcome as a consignor email. It's an attachment. You can also go back to the website on that page and find it. It's a very tricky thing to figure out the price. You get better at it the more you do it. But the key question is would you buy that item for the price that you've put it at? If it feels too high, it probably is. So, yeah, just do your best. All right, discount, donate. Discount means that on the last several days of the sale, usually the last 3 or 4 days, we have discount days. Any item that is marked for discount will go at 50% off. I highly recommend doing this if you would like your item to sell. Donate, that means you never want to see this item again. What we do is at the end of the sale, we spend a day separating out donation items from non-donation items. Everything that is for donation, we then invite anybody who is in need of children or maternity items to come and shop those items for free. Foster families, shelters, teachers, Renew Schools is one of them, Boys and Girls Club. We have a list on the website if you want to check that out. And if you know of any individual or organization, please reach out. We always have enough to go around, and we want to help as many kids and expecting moms as we can. Add one item. This is usually what you're going to pick, but if you have something like books, you can create multiple tags at one time with identical information. And then you click add. Okay, so our description was good, but you can see that this was checked, cleared description fields, and so now the brand and the description and the price were cleared out. If you have items that are the same brand, or maybe you have a lot of girls' dresses, you might want to unclick that to help sort of move things along. So let's say, look, Zara, a dress, blue, whatever, short sleeve, flowers, same thing. Price will go 8, and then I'm unclicking this box to show you. So it stays exactly the same. So your next Zara dress, maybe, just delete that, whatever. And then again, if you want to do something like books, you have a lot of, let's see, board books. For brand, it's not, you could do board book, oops. And then here you could just do baby or something vague since you have multiple of them. Price, we'll say $5, discount donut, and then you can see all the items we just entered are here. This printed column, so this will show you what has been printed and what has not. That is relevant for when we create our tags because you don't want to print things you've already printed. So if everything looks good here, let's say you added one too many board books, you can click, select and delete one. If you have one that you want to price a little bit lower because your child maybe tore a flap off or something, then edit single item, bump the price down to 3. There you go. All right, so when everything looks good, the next step is to print these tags. So you want to click not printed and then refresh, then select all, and then click print. This pop-up is a little misleading. You are not about to print, you're about to create a PDF that you will then print. So you do yes, continue. Here is the file. And here you go. This is what you're going to want to print. If you have multiple pages of tags, which is very likely, there's 8 to a page, I highly suggest you print the first page to see if your settings are correct. For my personal printer, it does an odd thing where the back ½ inch doesn't print, so I have to scale mine down to about 93–94%. You want to make sure that the barcodes are not cut off and they aren't blurry. If, some of the top is cut off, that's fine. The barcode integrity is what is the key factor. If you shrink it too much, these might blur together, we can't scan. That's a big problem. If it's too big and it cuts off, that's a problem, not as big as all the tags being blurry. So please print one out first, and then once the settings are right, print them all out on cardstock, and we recommend cardstock because that prevents the tag from getting ripped off, which they do when they are hanging up. If you go back to your dashboard or your inventory, let's say, you can see those items are now marked as printed. If you print your tag and then you realize as you're putting it on that maybe you priced it wrong, come back, edit the item, and then reprint the tag. If you modify the item, let's see, you will see that it's highlighted, so it lets you know that you need to reprint it. However, if you want to, let's say, if you marked it for discount but you don't want to, you're going to have to reprint that. If you marked it for donate and you don't want it to be donated, just cross that out. But that is about it. Now you are all set and you know everything you need to know about getting your items into the system. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for Consignor.